before I dive in. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. It is today's Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Yep, Wednesday, the 13th. So, Wednesday, January 13th here. So, daily reflection. Got about 2 more weeks. And I've been doing this for 2 years straight. Wow. I gotta tell you something. It's not easy to do this. I'm gonna tell you why. Like right now, I'm sitting here talking to myself. There's nobody in this room listening to me right now. I'm the only one. All right. And you guys have probably even seen on my page where people come on and they're trying to do some good, man. They're trying, and it's hard to go on consistently all the time. Okay. What starts to happen is in the beginning, it's all about helping one person. And then things change. Now, luckily, God was looking out for me, okay? Because there are people in my life, okay? I'm just Jill, my promoter, who reminds me that this is about helping. If I can help that one person doing this, and that's what matters, right? That's still what matters after 2 years. There was a guy, I thought he was doing really good. His name was Billy Robin Hood. And he was crazy, man. Crazy. Little nuts in the head, which is perfect for something like this. I'm going to tell you that. The people that act a little bit nuttier, okay, we tend to enjoy things like this, okay? But it gets hard because especially when you're doing it on your own. Morning, Brenda. So I highly recommend that if you do podcasting, if you do anything like this, that you have a couple of accountability buddies to keep you in the right mindset on why you do it. Because even today, I started going through it. I'm like, people are jumping on, they're copying me again. But are they going to be able to hold out? Okay. Since the last 3 months, I've had 2 different guys, IFI Motivational and Billy Robin Hood. They were trying. Now they've kind of, have you noticed? Then they disappeared. And I find that sad because, all they need was a little bit of support. Okay. And who knows, they might still be going on. I hope they are. One of the things about doing this is letting people know that you don't always want to do it, but we do it anyway. Yeah, it's good to see you, Shane. All right. Shane's one of my normie friends. Helped us out with starting out our podcast before all this started, man. Shane, you taught me a lot in this. Thank you. I appreciate it. But let's get to the reflection, guys. That's why we're here, right? But if you see those people out there trying to do stuff like this, try and support them, man. Try and support them. Even if you're not really agreeing with what they say, they'll come around. They're working it through. All right. Maybe pass it on, share it, like it, make a comment on it. Comments are best. All right. It doesn't happen overnight. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. So essentially, every day is a new day when I get to decide what kind of attitude I want to have for that day. It took me a little while to figure that out today. I went to bed last night. Well, I went to go take a nap yesterday and woke up this morning. Yeah, it is. We're getting ready to do some really cool stuff, Shane. We should probably talk. Um, and then I woke up, I slept for what, 14 hours. And this is something I really need to take care of. My doctor's working on it, but um, so it took me a while to come out of that and figure out, where I'm at. And then I can figure out my attitude for the day, right? I have to do certain things and connect before I can start making decisions. But the first thing I got caught up in my mind this morning was, there's several people out there that are podcasting, and they said that they were going to have me on after I had them on. I've had them on, and I don't hear from them, and I'm wondering what's going on with that. I'm wondering why you would do something like that. Why would you blow me off? Doesn't make any sense to me. It is easy. Actually, I'm going to back up here. I'm going to go a page before. This thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we continue to take personal inventory and continue to set any new mistakes as we go along. We vigorously commenced this way of living as we cleaned up the past. We have entered into the world of the spirit. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for a lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. When these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We discuss them with someone immediately, and we make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance of others is our code. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the big book right here. And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol. Just take that one line right there. Okay. We ceased fighting everybody and everything. Okay. It's hard to do. Let's talk stigma, right? Yeah, it's hard to do. For by this time, sanity will have returned. Okay. I'm going to get into something I'm going to be talking about the recovered portion. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally, and we will find that this has happened automatically. See that Karate Kid effect that I tell you guys about, that you do have these tools. It's just that you haven't used them yet, so you don't realize it. Okay. Go wax on, wax off a little bit and see what happens, man. We will see what our new attitude towards liquor has given us without any thought or effort. It just comes. It's a God thing. That is the miracle of it. We are not fighting it. Neither are we avoiding temptation. Okay? I am a free man. I go where I want to, when I want to, when God says it's okay. I check in on him first, though, right? But I'm a musician, guys. Okay? I like to go see local bands. I have a right to be in that bar just as much as anybody else. I don't have any and there's no temptation. Why? Because of my daily reprieve. Okay? Now, it took time. I didn't do that in the first couple years of my sobriety. And even the first time that I did do it, I went and watched Shane and hung out with his dad because they knew that I was sober, right? So we set ourselves up to succeed. And then what happened is I gained a couple new friends just by walking out of the house, right? We have not sworn it off. Instead, as a problem has been removed, it does not exist for us. We are neither cocky nor are we afraid. That is our experience. That is how we react so long as we keep in a fit spiritual condition. Now, we are never, ever cured of alcoholism. We know that, okay? But we do become recovered from insanity, okay? Take it, man. I don't know why people are. I'm like, you're recovered. No, I'm not. Then fine, you're not. Stay fucking miserable. Then stay fucking miserable. But quit arguing this point, okay? I go through this book with my sponsees. Okay, before you even get to Bill's story, they have talked about how we have recovered 5 times before we even get to Bill's story. All right, so it was, man, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was good to meet you guys too. How can I best serve the everyday? Okay, here we are. My bad. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We're headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. All right. Alcohol is out there doing freaking push ups, man. Just waiting. Just waiting. Alcohol addiction has got to be the most patient thing I've ever seen besides God. Okay. But it's because it wants something. It wants my fucking soul, man. And it can't have it. It's taken. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of a spiritual condition. All right? That is alcohol. That is the alcohol. Every day I wake up and make the decision not to drink. That's what they're saying there. Okay. Then I get to make a decision. Am I going to be a dick today or am I not? Am I going to cause more confusion or am I going to cause more harmony? You actually make that decision when you get up in the morning. Okay. You might do it through your actions. It may be something very, very subtle. Okay. But allow yourself, give yourself permission to have a good day despite yourself. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities, which is easy to do at this point, right? Because we stop fighting everything and everybody. So now we have the time and we have the gumption in order to do this. Okay. Like I was saying when this started, the whole point of this is if I help one person out doing this, then it's a success. It is a success. I cannot say that line fast. Obviously. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. We can exercise all our willpower along this line all we want. It's the proper use of the will. Holy crap, you got your brain back too? Yes, people, we can get to a point where we can make critical decisions. Yes. You're going to need to, because you're going to be making them. That's what normal people do. That's what we do anyway, right? So let's go over the line, though. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, let's kind of cover that a little bit. All right. So give yourself a chance. Okay. It comes in time, and there is no preset determined time. It's usually going to be about a year. Okay. For me, it was over 2 years. Okay. I was talking to a friend just the other day. We're like, well, what's the regulation for having a recovery coach? I'm not going into that part. And I told her, I was like 2.5 years sober before I felt like I was ready. Okay. But I had a lot going on. I had PTSD I had to deal with. I had some anxiety that came up, and I had to make sure that I was at a place where I could be a functioning human being for other people. Okay. And that didn't happen overnight. Okay. It took time, and that's okay. We have time. It's okay. The most common alcoholic fantasy seems to be, if I just don't drink, everything will be all right. I'm going to tell you something. Okay? Even if you just let go of the hooch, good on you, man. Okay? Some things will change for you. They're going to be physical, though. You're going to start feeling better physically. You're going to look better physically. Okay? It's not going to do anything for your mental well-being, your emotional, your spirituality. Okay, these are the things that count. Once the fog cleared for me, I saw for the first time the mess my life had become. I had family, work, financial, and legal problems. I was hung up on old religious ideas. There were sides of the character to which I inclined to stay blind because they easily could have convinced me that I was hopeless and pushed me towards escape again. The big book guided me in resolving all of my problems, but it didn't happen overnight, and certainly not automatically, with no effort on my part. I need always to recognize God's mercy and blessings that shine through any problem I have to face. Okay. If you guys were listening the other day, I was talking to a friend of mine. Well, actually, he's just a guy I'm helping out. And he had to go to court, and he called me. He's like, yeah, my spirituality isn't where it needs to be. And this is a newer guy, so I was pretty surprised by this. So good on you, dude. Man, threw me for a loop. It was a good loop, a very good loop. He's like, my spirituality isn't where it needs to be. Can I talk to you for a minute? All right. And so it turns out that, you guys know how it is in our lives. We have restraining orders and the law and everything else, right? But when he walked away from there, he was like, well, I got to get this together. I got to get that together. But he was forgetting something, that God had given him a gift. Okay. He gave him his kids back 2 hours every day. Okay. And this is a great start. And so I reminded him of that. And I'm like, you need to thank God for that first. And he's like, you're right. And his whole attitude changed. The whole thing changed. Just because he decided to look at it a different way. Just a little bit different. Right? Oh, God wasn't working against me. He was working for me. So what was fucking it up? Your brain. Your brain. Why? Because they were saying, you did this, you did that. And what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to get defensive. Our walls are going to go up, right? Nobody likes to be accused of something they didn't do. All right? But I'm going to tell you something. Somebody accuses you of something you didn't do, and you don't get angry and you handle it the right way. You watch what happens. Watch what happens. They're going to go running from the hills because they know. All right? But the moment you get angry and start throwing fear and everything else in there, they got you. They got you right where they want you. That's what they wanted from you. Because all it does is double down their facts. Keep that stuff in mind, guys, whenever you're opening this. Because people are listening. All right. Have a great day, guys. I'll be back for daily reflection tomorrow. We had a great podcast that came out. Go listen to it, man. Go listen to it. All right. I'm going to be working hard today on my background stuff and things like that. I'm tired of not using this. And I'm using StreamYard, but it's just not, the video is all fucked up. So if you guys know something else, I'm trying Duhcast right now. But it's so freaking complicated, man. All right. So pray for me. Okay. Probably going to be a tough day. Peace out. I love you guys. Have a day.